What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serrano's Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a blessed day overall, whether you're done for the day or if your day is just starting, wherever you're watching me from. Thank you so much for joining today's video. We are back working on this Hyundai Elantra. The seats, the stains came back on this vehicle. You're gonna see a couple clips on how this seats turned out. And we're gonna talk a little bit about really what is going on. All right, so let me just kind of explain the situation of what happened. Previously, this was detailed by somebody else. And unfortunately, I think the products, how are you? Unfortunately, Amazon. Unfortunately, I think the products that were used on this interior really kind of messed everything up. And I had told the customer, I was like, hey, just so you know, I wasn't happy with the way it turned out that day. So I told the customer, like, hey, just know that maybe in a couple days some staining may come back. If that happens, you know, just let me know. I'll gladly come and take care of it. And that goes to my cost, right? Some people are like, man, you're so high. But my cost is based off that also as well, is that if I messed up, or if I'm not happy with the way the car turned out, I charge accordingly to where it's like, I can come back. It doesn't hurt me like, oh, now I gotta go back, right? And redo it. I believe in the work I put in. And if I'm not even satisfied with myself, I tell the customers like, hey, I'm gonna follow up with you in 2 days. You know, if you see anything, just let me know. Unfortunately, it's been raining, so I haven't been able to get to it. So there were some new stains, like the drink spill and stuff, but I was just not happy. And I think just the chemistry that the previous detailer used kind of offset everything, which really just kind of made it harder for me in a way, if that makes sense. So we're gonna get started. Just gonna get all set up, and then we'll get started on this interior. So the products we're gonna be using today is, we're gonna go with Flex Citrus. If you're local to Dallas, go check out Aramco Dallas. They carry the whole Flex products, and I'm always excited to go. This one, I actually bought it 11/24 of 21. That gives you an idea, and I think I'm right about probably this middle line right here. Literally, it is. That just shows you how much this lasts. For some, it is an expensive investment. This is like probably $50, but $50 will take you. We're almost to, where are we? We're already in 21. We already passed a year. We're already in 23. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how long this product lasts. So we're using Flex Citrus on the seats. I'm using the Merrill sprayer, and I'm spraying everything heavily. I want this product to really dwell into the material. And then I'm coming back with my Milwaukee drill and a drill brush. I call this the toilet bowl, the toilet brush. And I love using this one instead of the flat one, just because you're able to get more in the grooves of the edges of the seats, everything. I really enjoy this one. It's really good for pet hair removal and all that. So I'm following it up with a drill brush, just drilling everything to make sure that we can get those fibers moving and get those fibers ready for the extraction. So this part might make sense or might not make sense, but it is really crucial to understand your interior. It's really crucial to understand the material you're working with, right? On this clip, you're gonna see, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but the fibers are already lifting, right? They're starting to be stressed. And that is caused usually when somebody uses a very strong abrasive, like a very strong brush. I have seen some detailers use like a red brush that's meant for like the tires, and they're scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing because they're trying to get the stains, but that's creating more of a damage. So it's really crucial when you do your walk arounds is to watch your interior. Understand your material, what you're working with. Is it already stressed out, right? You're gonna see also the seats, the stitching is already kind of stretching out. The stitching is not tight. So you wanna be real careful when working with that, because you know, one wrong move can really start tearing up those stitches. And eventually you're gonna remove that material, or you're gonna split it. So it's really crucial to understand your material. Don't use nothing heavy on the interiors, especially when they're hammered. We tend to scrub the most, right? Because we want to get all the dirt out, right? But if you think about it, use something less aggressive, which is gonna help. And I tend to always use that yellow toilet brush, because I really haven't seen a lot of damage. I don't see it tearing the seats. It's nothing like that. So it's really nice, where you can just, you know, you can brush it and you're okay. But you don't want to create more damage to a material that's already damaged. So you know, if you're new to detailing, start with the least aggressive method. That way you're not creating too much tension on the material to where you're gonna stress it out and it's gonna start tearing apart. So always just be very cautious. That's just a quick tip for you guys. For the extraction, I have Flex Ice. Flex Ice is your neutralizer. If you're new to detailing, if you're new to doing interiors, I can't stress enough how important it is to neutralize your pre-spray, right? This is gonna help in obviously the staining from reappearing, or the staining from having to lift back up. This pretty much will seal anything that, you know, that's left behind. But usually your interior comes out pretty solid with this product. So always use a neutralizer when you're doing your extraction. It's very important. I can't stress this enough. When I started my business, I was being cheap. I was using super clean a lot, and a lot of the staining would come back, and I was just using water. And usually it's because you're not killing, or you're not neutralizing the pre-spray, right? If that makes sense. So we're doing the whole extraction. I'm using my Mighty 1001 LX200. It's a big machine. You guys have seen it. We're using heat water, or heated extraction, to really just remove all the staining, all the grime, and having a heating element really helps transform these interiors. Another quick tip on how I'm able to get my interiors dry quicker. I don't carry those blowers just because I've never tend to had any issues with drying. But I have been thinking about it, so I may buy one in the near future. But one way to dry your interiors a little bit quicker is roll your windows up, turn the car on, put the AC full blast, or if you want to put it like at 70 degrees, put it full blast, and have all the vents facing like towards the seats, right? That's gonna help dry your interior. I tend to always start on the driver's side, especially when I'm working with cloth. The driver's side seat is my most important one, because I need that one to start drying quicker, right? Because maybe the customer has to leave, they have to get in, and they gotta go, right? So I wanna make sure that one is always clean, or dry, I mean. So what I tend to do, keep the customer's keys, turn the car on, put the AC full blast, and it will help a lot in your drying process. All right, we are finally done with this vehicle. Overall, it turned out really well. As you guys are gonna see a couple clips on this vehicle, I believe now I was able to really get everything much better. Maybe some minor stainings will come back, but as of right now, everything is pretty much dried out. I don't see any stains come up. You will see maybe on the driver's side seat, there's still little edges that are still wet. Those edges had a lot of staining. I don't know why. So I had to hit those a little bit more. And then I wipe them off with the towel. At the very end, I'll come back and dry everything with the towel, just to kind of help with the drying process, or remove any humidity or anything like that, or any dampness. The towel method helps as well. But overall, this thing turned out really well. Again, you know, I appreciate the customers for calling me back and, you know, be like, hey, you know, we may need to hit it. That's okay. It's part of your business, right? My motto is always just, I want to make sure I give the best of me every time I touch a vehicle. And not always are we successful in the first pass. Sometimes you may have to hit it again and redo it, right? But for me, it's at no charge, right? The customer did give me a tip for coming. So thank you, for that. It's not needed, but I do appreciate it. And sometimes that's truly a blessing, because sometimes, it's more of a loss, but I just love it. Even if it's a lost day, I'm excited to just go out there and do a detail. But I hope today's video kind of helped you guys understand, that we are not perfect as detailers. We strive for perfection every time, but when doing interiors, nothing is guaranteed. But at the same time, it's like, I want to make sure the customers are happy with the way their car looks, right? Or are happy with the price they paid, right? So the value that I bring to my business is, though I am expensive when it comes to doing interiors and stuff, they can feel very confident that it's like they paid a substantial amount to where they know that I'm there for them. And they can always feel very just safe knowing that if they tell me like, hey, look, this is how it looks after you did it, is there anything you recommend? Yeah, I recommend. I'm gonna come and redo it and take care of it. So I think I know that on this second part, sometimes the previous chemistries can really kind of offset everything and makes it much harder for us detailers to really get the cars looking right. So I hope today's video kind of helped you guys out. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, God bless you, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.